Welcome, blessed soul family. I am the magical medium. I just had such an amazing session with Spirit before this. And as many of you know who keep coming by, thank you so much. And for the new subscribers, thank you to you too. We hope you stick around. But I just had this great moment with Spirit. But you know, for the longest time, Spirit has called me the healer for the healers. And today I've just been having so many magnificent experiences that it's kind of like been one thing after the other in a really beautiful way. And they told me I was a superhero for the superheroes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I love that. Which is why our channel, because I say my channel, but it's really our channel, right? Like ours, yours, mine, Spirit, like we're all here together. We're all working together. You know what I mean? Like so many beautiful, wonderful things are happening on the planet right now. I know there's a lot of gross, disgusting, and vile, dark things happening, but you have to remember that it always has to get worse before it gets better in any situation. I don't know if it's the law of life, quantum physics. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but you know what I mean? And when I say quantum physics and the law of life, I mean like in this wild universe, in this existence that we're having right now, we are light beings having a human experience, but there are only so many true superheroes. We all have gifts. We all have a purpose. We all have powers. There are many things that we can all do. But if we didn't have something individual to bring to the table, there wouldn't be so many of us. So today before you are 4 readings. And those of you who are new here, it's like a pick a pile, of course, or, you know, pick a card or whatever, but I call them pick-a readings because they are 4 separate readings. And they have numbers and they have words underneath them. If you see anything right now, like whatever you're drawn to, maybe you're drawn to more than one image, but they wanted me to use this beautiful piece of, yeah, let me zoom in on this. Can we talk about this for a second? I have my little gifts to Spirit here, so I don't go too far, but my little offerings. But just look at this piece. I found it when I was hiking. That's okay if it falls. I found it when I was hiking, and on the other side, it's really light. It's interesting. So, oh my gosh, I just realized. Did you guys see the words? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Angel number 252. It doesn't matter. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're meant to, you're meant to. If you're not, you're not. And also, really just go by your instincts. Because what I'm feeling from Spirit and what I'm getting from this reading is that there are just a lot of things that we each individual have to work on right now. Like we can't run away from it. We can't, you know what I mean? Like we have to work on it right now. And especially because of, you know, over the next year, while Jupiter is in Aries, we're given this great gift of light energy. That's what I'm saying. It's like if people are feeding in the dark into the darkness, then yeah, they're going to be obsessed with shootings, or they're going to be throat chakra, you know, everybody's speaking their truth. Wow. Again, I feel like somebody's like choking my esophagus. Whew. My windpipe, I mean. But everybody is living in their own truth right now, their own reality that they've created themselves, that they've co-created with other people. There are a lot of things that are going on right now. So with that being said, we are in the waxing gibbous energy. We're in the phase right before the full moon. And full moons are, you know, bright and they illuminate a lot. This particular moon, this full moon in Sagittarius, is a super moon. So it's, you know, just means that it's closer to the earth. It's brighter. I don't know if it appears close to the earth, or I don't know. Don't get me started with that. I don't really know. And if you know, please comment below. I love when people bring their knowledge to the table. We all can stand to be illuminated and educated even further than what we know. And so what I'm feeling from this moon is that, you know, because it's the refine, we're in the waxing gibbous, which is the refine and focus energy. I feel like Spirit wants us to get real fucking serious right now about where we, oh, I see what happened. I put it down on the candle. Hold on. About where we're going with our energy. Like, where are we putting our energy? What are we, you know, what are we putting out into the world? And they want us to be laser focused right now on who we are, our mission, where we're going. And if you don't know, meditate, get quiet. It's easy for us to keep obsessing about things or going online or comparing ourselves to others or whatever. That's an easy trap to fall into, but it's an ego trap. So there are, like I said before, there are many things that are happening right now on the planet. And I believe that there are 3 stages that are happening on the planet right now. Those who are at the precipice of the dark night of the soul, those who are in the dark night of the soul, and those who have come out of the dark night of the soul. And I believe that those who have come out of the dark night of the soul are more of the superheroes and the leaders and the game changers. Because we need right now, it's really, really important and for us to focus on what we're doing and not just, you know, willy-nilly like fucking about, you know. We have to get real. So today we are working, the cards before you are the dark mirror. And so we have reading 1, reading 2, reading 3, and reading 4. That deck is the Dark Mirror, okay, by Laura Sava. I swear I just saw a guy's name on this. I think it's on the book. It feels like it doesn't want to stay up, and I don't know why. That's so weird. There's like no reason why it wouldn't. Okay, there we go. That's kind of bizarre. And then we are also going to be talking to the Dragon Path Oracle by Caroline Mitchell. Okay. So I know what it is because on the book it says Riccardo Minetti and Laura Sava and the Dark Mirror. And then the Dragon Path, it just says Caroline Mitchell. If it has an illustration inside, I don't see it. Anyway, so these are the decks that we're going to be talking to. And I don't know if we're going to pull just one more from each deck or more. I have no idea. All I know is that they asked me to use the Dark Mirror deck as the cards that we're going as the face cards. But they have words underneath them. And maybe you know this deck, or maybe, you know, I've used this deck many times, so maybe you kind of know that card. But really look at them, you know, look at the imagery. Let me go in. Okay, so we've got 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4. I love that dark horse up here. So again, like I said, you may be drawn to more than one, and that's okay. You know, because there's medicine there's always medicine, you know, there's always going to be medicine in there for us. So, okay. I don't want to say anything else. I kind of feel like we are where we need to be in terms of, you know, I feel like I gave you guys enough knowledge to choose your reading. And then in each of the readings, we will obviously talk more about your personal situation and what you're going through. And also remember that these are mass readings. Many people watch this. You know, as of today, there are 282 subscribers. But when I get my reports from YouTube, I actually have a lot of people who watch my readings, like over 1,000, which I didn't really pay attention till I started looking at it. And, you know, it makes sense, right? It's like you have so many people who are, you know, really serious about their spirit work. And so they subscribe because they don't want to miss a session. Because that's the way I look at this. It's like, you're getting a free reading with me. It's like those of you who've ever had a one-on-one session with me, I feel like those are the ones that come back the most because you know, right? Like, you know. I'm like, I don't have to say anything. But yeah, so this is a really divine time for us to refine and focus on what we need to release before the full, or release at the full moon in Sagittarius. Okay. So, utilize this energy, utilize these messages to help you let go of that. Because, I mean, if it's a full moon and it's a super moon, it's just more amplified, right? Things are just going to be more illuminated on what you need to look at and what you need to see. Okay, so without further ado, I love you guys so much. You know I love you so much. All of the information is in the description box below. And if you're new here, I do not use timestamps. I use links. So it's I want you guys to definitely participate in the comments, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. That does make a difference. I don't know if it goes into the algorithms because it's like unlisted, quote unquote, these readings, but I don't really care. I kind of feel like whatever this meant to be is meant to be, because I've been trying to study certain things and algorithms and like what I can do to bring more people to us. But I think that's why they have me go on TikTok. I haven't posted on Twitter in forever, and they told me just to leave it be. So I don't know if that's just like waiting there for someone, you know, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm a medium. That's my job. I'm just there to hand out the messages and, you know, just be there to provide the messages for those who want to hear them, for those who are ready to make a big change in their lives, for those who are ready, for those who are in it and they know. 1050. Oh, by the way, 1050. If you hear me yell out numbers, those are numbers for you to look up for yourself. My numerologists, my Akashic record people who, you know, it could mean anything to you. It could be an angel number. You can add, I mean, last one was 1050. So you can even say, oh, it's the number 6, right? Also, today is technically Friday the 13th, because in numerology, today's a number 13. So even though last month, May 13th, was the only Friday the 13th of the year, I realized that it's all about numerology. So I was like, I wonder if you added those numbers up, if it would be a 13 that day. There's just a lot going on with numbers and what our higher selves are calling us to look at. Oh, speaking of, this morning, Spirit drew me to watch this live BRACHA Goldsmith. You know, I love BRACHA. I speak of her often. I love her so much. She's been such a beacon of light for me. Oh, also, when I looked down, it was 1144. Okay, so I got to write all these down. Also, 1133 is our angel number, and 111. Oh, and 1155 when I looked down. If you have not seen my Tickety Talk, there is a really cool thing. It has the most, so far it's had the most, it had like over 1,000 people saw it. And it says it's angel numbers 1122, 1133, or I think it's 1133, 1144, 1155 or something like that. And I was like, does this keep happening to you? Because if that keeps happening to you, look up those numbers and keep looking them up until you know what they mean. Because there's a reason why Spirit is drawing our attention to these numbers. Okay. So, 1155, I'm writing them down so I can go back. So 1050 and okay. And then our other angel number today is 111, and could be the number 3. So we have 5 angel numbers. I'll put them in the description box below. I always put things in the description box, not just the link to your reading, but also educational stuff, things for you to look up and research on your own. If you see peony flower meaning, that's for you to go look up the peony flower spiritual meaning, right? Or you can just put meaning, whatever the words. If I put an animal, it's because Spirit wants you to look up that spirit animal, which by the way, today our spirit animal is the elephant. And Topsy came through in this BRACHA, and Chris, I don't know him. He's brand new. I didn't really catch his last name, but his name is Chris, and I will put a link to that below. Please go watch that. They talked about time travel, time jumping, just like all this stuff, like how things, you know, have been changing, and it's really fascinating. It's because the old worlds are crumbling away and the new world, because people have time traveled to, you know, make things better for themselves. And when they do that, they don't realize the butterfly effect of how that happens to other people. And so there's people like us, like superheroes, that are coming in to help kind of like rectify that, like throughout history, throughout time. So if you are feeling confused, if you quote unquote woke up and you're not sure what you're doing or who you are or why you're here, you know, we're all going through this at the same time. It's okay. This is a safe place for you. This is a safe place for you to talk about it. You're not fucking crazy. You're awesome. You're just waking up. And some of you are waking up really fast, and you're looking at the world and you're saying, this doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this? Why is this happening? And Spirit's saying, because it's not for us to get too far into the future. It's about working with it in the present and seeing things for what they are, and not allowing the craziness around you to disturb your joy and your happiness, and not allowing someone else's actions or the things they say to completely disrupt your chi and your energy field. It's about staying grounded and focused. Okay. So, I'm like, I thought we were done. But this, so please, I'll have a link below to that with BRACHA and Chris. And they talked about Topsy, the elephant. And it was, if you don't know the story, I just heard the story today. It was really fascinating, but long story short, apparently this, it was, I think it was Barnum and Bailey Circus. It's going to be like the phone game right now, right? Like I watched it. I'm going to tell you guys what I remember. But long story short, this elephant was, you know, kind of tortured. It was horrible what they did to animals back then to get them to perform. And I think he said it was around turn of the century, like late 1800s, early 1900s, and how Thomas Edison did the first movie about it when they actually killed this elephant. I know it's horrible, but the good thing that happened that came out of it was they killed this elephant because some asshole put their cigarette out on the elephant's trunk, and it had just like taken enough and it like killed him and stomped him to death or something, I believe. Again, don't quote me, I just saw this. And so they electrocuted this elephant, but Thomas Edison recorded it all, because he was just like, this is fucking crazy, because he believed in energy and, you know, so there's just so much. I know. And it's like, it's exciting, but also it can feel scary, but don't be scared. Be excited. They want you to be excited. I want you to be excited. But it's very, very interesting, what's happening on the planet. And what happened was Topsy ended up going into the electricity. And she's kind of been like a guardian angel for all of us for a long time. And she looks out for us. And I have to tell you that I just happened to glance down at look at that elephant. I forgot that there's elephants all over. This is one of my journals, but you can see there's like elephants all over it. I've been in love with elephants my whole life. I am 50 years old. I have 3 stuffed animals in my house, and 2 of them are elephants. One is a pink elephant named Princess Pink Penny, and one is a beautiful, very standard looking gray elephant stuffed animal, a big, big one that I found in the street during a rainstorm. When I was living in Portland, my then boyfriend and I were hanging out in his room, and he lived in a house with some other people. And I looked outside and I'm like, what is that? And he's like, what? And it was raining. It was nighttime. I think we were smoking a cigarette like out his window or something. That's when I still drank and smoked years ago. And long story short, I was like, what is that? Is that an animal? And I just got really upset because I thought it was a dead animal. And there were so many stray cats around there. We ran outside and I'm like, oh my God, it's a stuffed animal. I'm like, it's a stuffy. And he's like, oh God. He's like, it's gross. Look at it. It's like sopping wet. It's been in the street. I'm like, I'm going to save him. Because he had this face and he had these sweet little eyes like, save me. And I was like, I'm going to save him. And he's like, what are you going to do with it? And I said, I don't know. I'm going to wash it. So I researched that you can like wash stuffed animals. And I put it in a pillowcase and the first time. And then the second time I just like did it on gentle. And then I put him in the dryer like low. And when I pulled him out, he looked brand new. He was so awesome. And he told me his name was Sherwood, and I swear he's been like one of my spirit animals forever. So elephants are very powerful and magical magnetic beings. So you know, it's time for us to understand like that we really are all connected. And in this episode, I thought this was going to be done. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. But in this episode with BRACHA and Chris, like I want to go back and watch it because I came on when it was live and it was like halfway through. And so I only caught so much. I was like, oh, I should stop this and watch this with my partner because he would love this too, especially when they're talking about time travel and everything. And then I just couldn't help myself. I watched it pretty much to the end. And 1838, another angel number. Wow, you guys, we're like full of them today. They told me to put it by Topsy, so I'll put it down by my notes by Topsy. Okay. But I'm like, I have a feeling it's going to be even better. I want to watch it, and I want to follow this guy and find out. You guys may even know. I think it might be Chris Neruda, which I don't remember even seeing his last name, but I'll be really not shocked because Spirit gives me things all the time. But I think that was his name. I think that's what I just heard Spirit say Chris Neruda. Lots of cool shit happening, you guys. Be open to it. Not afraid of it. Be open. Also, Spirit just drew my eyes to, if you're not sure which one to go to, if you haven't noticed before, each of these cards have a moon cycle on them. And you know, I'm the Moon Phases Readings magical medium. I work with the moon. So maybe you're drawn to one of the moon cycles even. So if that helps, okay. Because it looks like we've got, waning gibbous, full, waxing crescent and third quarter, I believe, from the imagery. Sometimes I get them backwards, you know, like I know the moon moves this way, but like when I was studying as a shaman, I worked with a lot of Native American medicine and everything is counterclockwise. So sometimes I get like my stuff like fucked up. If you guys hear me do that, it's like, it's not on purpose. It's just, you know, it just is. Anyway, lots to talk about. Very exciting. I can't wait. So head on down to the description box and go to your reading link and I will meet you over there. Like I said, everything else, anything you want to contribute to the channel in any way, if you'd like to book any time with me, or if you would like to purchase a recorded reading for yourself, all of that information is below. The rates are below, and you can email me when you're ready to reach out at themagicalmedium@gmail.com, and that's there as well. And there are also links in my About section. So if you go into my About section, it's got all my links. I think my email link is in there too. Okay, so I'll see you at your reading. I love you guys so much. Blessed be. Oh.